with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funkin' up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funkin' up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funky up in the bushes, funky down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. Now keep in mind, it never costs a dime, cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. Funkin' in the city, funkin' up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funkin' up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
It shrunk you down the moment I pressed the button.
Of course it did.
It did.
And we're live.
And we're back.
And I'm tiny.
Teeny tiny. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if we can get you fixed.
Yeah, my whole screen is shrunk apparently. So, my name is Wes. This guy is David. That guy is Matt Harmon, and we are the Underdog Journey. And apparently, we still can't figure out our software. So,
yeah,
this is going to be a good show.
So we dug into that a little bit more and found out that tons of people are having the problem. Nobody has the answer. There's nobody. There's like uninstall, reinstall, uninstall, reinstall.
I mean,
it's still happening.
It's super weird because everybody uses OBS, and I've never heard of this problem happening before, but we seem to not be able to get away from it.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with it. It doesn't make sense, and we're not the only ones, man. We're not the only ones because I mean, you've seen this thing's been going back.
Yeah, it's all over the place,
and we're still battling Skype too. So we're going to be working this week trying to find a
We we
couple of
may
new
need to go back
things.
to Ecamm until we find a better solution. So,
Yeah.
but Matt says he has new software coming. What's happening with your software, Matt?
On Saturday, some point, I'm getting on Z7 II.
Ooh, okay. Nice camera.
I think he faded out pretty bad there. So can you fill the rest of us in on what the hell he said?
He said he's getting new Nikon Z72. Z72.
Full frame camera.
Nice. There you go. That's awesome.
Yep, the VA sending me a new one out.
He's gonna do video. That's yeah. Should do good video.
Yep.
So you should use that to start your potato channel.
I thought I'd use a 50mm lens
Potatoes.
and start the Fry Me to the Moon over Christmas break.
I'm telling you, you need to. It's long overdue.
It is long
Will be
long
lining up to
overdue.
give me fries.
So use OBS. It's a great free software, but don't have guests because your guests will apparently their cameras are going to be all jacked up.
If I'm gonna have guests, they're gonna be
So yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, it still jumps around, and I learned last week that if as it's jumping around to let it go because it'll zoom in, zoom out, and then go back to normal. But it does it all by
Right, it's
itself.
like it
my
can't-
hands are up. I'm not touching anything, and it's just going crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's possessed. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it is.
So-
bonkers. All right, there we go. Invite sent out there. There we go.
Hold on. Matt says something weird's going on with the YouTubes.
Which Matt?
other countries' language, but they're coming in different slides, trying to get me to click on at least one of them. I can tell it's some kind of weird click on me sort of thing.
Okay.
But it's like they look like Fox News, but they're written in. It almost looks like Egyptian.
Okay.
And I keep trying to block the channel. I keep saying don't recommend this, and the more I do that, the more showing up.
It sounds like something's weird. Something weird's going on with your algorithm. You might be being targeted in some sort of a paid targeting algorithm.
Yeah, I just switched channels.
That's yeah.
Yeah, seems like the best way to go.
I don't know what you can do. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm. It's a black box. They don't really tell you how it works or why it works.
Right.
So
if somebody figures out how to start mass sending their channel, or there's
well, so what you can do is like on YouTube, like any other social platform, you can pay to have your video boosted to certain demographics.
Okay.
And that's a type of paid
The 18
promotion.
to 45 year.
So like hypothetically, if you are probably watching inappropriate stuff on YouTube, Matt, it's all the Czechoslovakian casting couch stuff. They see that and they want to send you more stuff like that.
I look at that on other places, but not the YouTube.
Got it.
Yeah, and I always do it on Dave's Wi-Fi.
Fair enough. Actually, probably do it on my
It's
Wi-Fi.
a 14-hour round trip to get to my Wi-Fi.
It's exactly. Well, you do have really good Wi-Fi, David.
It is good Wi-Fi. I do like it. We have good internets here.
So David, how you been?
Living the dream. I was just down in New York City
New York City.
last night at I love mixing business. I love when I have business down there because I can always find something that's entertaining to do. The business stuff is business stuff. But last night I actually got my wife to come with me. I got Nikki to
Nice.
a cigar event.
Wow, Nikki likes cigars. I didn't know that.
She does not.
Oh.
But she did suffer through. She did suffer through with me and for me. The only complaint I'm like, hey, my wife will be here in a little bit around 7:00, because she had business down in New York as well. They're releasing a new Disney cruise liner, and
So of course she came. That makes sense now.
Yeah,
Now
so
I get
she
it.
had an invitation to go and tour the boat and get all the insights on it before it's
That's awesome.
before it sails.
Wow.
Its maiden voyage is next month, and she'll be on that cruise.
Oh, that's
she'll be
cool.
on that. So it'll be her third, just this year, her third maiden voyage of a cruise ship this year. So
That woman has a hard life.
yeah,
I feel bad
it's-
for her.
I mean, I just it tugs at my heartstrings, I guess. So I told her, I was like, yeah, she's over there touring the boat, and I'm not paying much attention. And my buddy Alan, his wife, was with him, and he goes,
Mhm.
and she goes, "That's your wife right there, isn't it?" And nobody ever met her. She does not. My wife does not run in my circles, right? let's just call it what it is. My wife does not
she
run
can
in
do
my
better.
circles.
Frankly, she can do better than your circles. So
I don't know, man. I got some pretty damn good circles. So but we just don't run in the same groups. I mean, when it's with the kids
right.
stuff, I mean, we're there, but she has her thing, I have my thing, and we bump into each other occasionally. That's just kind of how that works.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah,
Sounds
well,
like trouble.
no, well, we will. No, it's just not trouble.
I'm joking. Yeah.
It's when I say bump each other occasionally, it's the two don't mix. Right. There is no Venn diagram that overlaps us. But if she needs me to go do something, boom, I'm there. If I ask her to go do something,
Mhm.
she's there. So she walks in, and Alan's wife goes, "That's your wife right there, isn't it?" And I look over. Here she comes in, bebopping in a red skirt and a white top and Mickey Mouse ears on her head. And I'm like,
Of course.
"What gave it
It makes sense.
away?
I get it.
Like what clued you in?" And Nikki walks up. I'm like, "You still got your ears on."
That's hilarious.
So it was a good time. It was a good time. So you know me, I go to these places, and I took, I think, 4 or 5 cigars with me. I gave 4 of them to one guy, gave another to another person. Right. So I gave away
Yeah,
those
sounds
5
right.
cigars. I bought 2 more cigars.
Okay.
I gave away those cigars.
Of course you did. Why?
Yeah, because
wouldn't
why
you?
wouldn't you?
Makes perfect sense.
I take it back because I brought down 6 cigars because I did smoke one, the Cohiba Weller,
Ooh,
the
that's a good one.
blue.
The
Yeah,
blue, yeah.
and I had a bottle of Weller Special Reserve with me as well. So it's not the blue. I got the blue label
Nice.
over there, and I'll probably finish that bottle off. It'll probably be one of the ones I try to stretch out the most because it's actually a newer bottle.
Hmm.
So that's what I get. And I came back with, and you can't see it, all with a new background, guys, because West always telling me, "Man, you should set up in front of your humidor." Now I've got lights to go in here, but up on the top
Yeah.
shelf, you guys can't see it. But I came back with close to 20, maybe 22 cigars
that you bought or
that
that
were
were
given to
given to
me.
you?
That
Wow,
were given
nice.
to me.
That's a good event.
And Steelers are on tonight, buddy. Go Steelers.
From
Yeah,
David
from
Rowland. That's
David
coming from
Rowland.
David Rowland.
Yeah.
Just the Steelers. That's a
Yeah, it's a
thing.
sports ball team.
I don't know football, so yeah, it's a
It's
sports
a
ball
sports ball
thing.
thing.
David Rowland, David and Matt probably know a lot more about that than I do.
Dave looks good. We are a bit fuzzy.
Matt, I think you're just drunk.
I'm just saying the video.
That's why it looks fuzzy.
Yeah, it is. You got
Of my video?
yeah.
No, it's not. You're crazy. See, you're fuzzy because you're in the background. You're out of focus.
David's crystal laser sharp.
I don't think so.
So yeah. So anyway, I go down there. I give away
I believe
all
you.
these
We're
cigars,
live, Matt.
and it is crazy. I come home today, and I keep finding more cigars that people had dropped off, and put my wife
Jeez.
was sitting there. She had her purse up on the thing, and one of my buddies just walked by, just drops a cigar in it.
Wow, nice. Holy moly. Yeah, you do run in better circles than most people.
No, that's just cigar people, man. I tell you, man. There's nothing like good cigar club.
He just gave his wife cigar.
Gotcha.
Just drop cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come by.
Nice.
They'll just come by, and just drop them in. So there's a new company. Damn it, I got a hat up there. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I
Off the top of your head for the hat.
Yeah. So I set the business cards up. I was like, "Ooh, I need to set these here. I need to grab these so I can talk about the Cuban, which is this hand. There it is. The Cuban, which is right here. This is the cigar holder for the golf cart, and it's got a slot on the bottom
Mhm.
to put a golf tee in, so that when you're up teeing off, you don't have to just lay your damn cigar on the ground. And with all the
Sure,
chemicals,
sure.
they
good
are
invention.
not afraid of pesticides and other things on a golf course. Okay, so
Right.
if the moment I seen that, I'm like, I need one. I do not golf often, but I need one. But I have
Right.
this hand right here. Right here is the humidor that you gave me. And right on top of
Yeah.
it's the business cards of the cigar company we were talking with last night, and the roller that was there. That's you could actually have him come out and roll cigars for your events.
That's
It's like a
awesome.
clown, but like cool that you can hire for
At
birthday
some point,
parties.
I want to have a cool party where we have a
Yes,
cigar roller come out.
yes, yes. I say we do it next week.
Next, yeah, we had nothing else going
Yes,
on. There's
let's
not,
do it next week.
both of us can just drop whatever
Oh
we're
yeah. Hey,
doing.
what do you want to do about the show next week? Are we going to be on for Thanksgiving or what's up?
I hadn't even thought that far ahead, frankly.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
figure it
it
out. I don't
So
know.
that's what I did. But my jackass self, I set everything up, and I'm like, you know what? Let's get closer in on the humidor here because I've got my couch over here. I actually changed some stuff around a little bit, and we'll bring it in. So I pushed the chair right up against it, and well, now I can't get to the business cards um, that I
Of
wanted to
course,
talk
it's
about
always the way.
tonight. But we want to talk about, I want this hand. We'll talk about the Cuban right here. I think you can probably Cuben, Cuban with an E instead of an A.
There you go.
There, and they're really cool.
So is that the guy's name, the Cuban?
I don't know.
Is like he's like Mark
No,
Cuban?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I probably wouldn't have bought it. I probably wouldn't have bought it at that point.
I don't think he was
No, no,
Mark
no,
Cuban. I mean, but like that's his name,
no.
Mark
Yeah,
Cuban.
possibly. I didn't. Introduced in passing
Either way, it's a
with
cool invention.
45, 50 people shake hand. Oh, I had it. Oh,
Either
okay,
way,
cool.
I mean, his invention has
Oh
swag written
yeah,
all over it.
I love
Like,
it.
think like every golf event, every cigar event,
Yes,
whoever organizes it would easily have those for whatever kind of swag bag they
yeah,
have.
absolutely. Golf courses themselves. I mean that this should be just
Oh yeah,
part of your package. Is
organizations that have like corporate memberships to golf
Yep,
clubs, things like that. We're a member of a place like that. I mean, I could see any number of places buying these in bulk with their logos on them.
yeah, yeah. Groomsmen's gifts, things of that nature. Just let's say we have a tri
Right.
lodge tournament because the
Most
lodge you're
that
in.
seems like a normal bro thing to do. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
Well, I mean, it is it's a thing. We have it. It's our lodge hosts or co-hosts with two other lodges of the golf course that we own.
Well, that's true. That's true. I was thinking of the Tri Wizard tournament. I thought
I
you were going
knew
that
that's what you
direction.
were thinking. That's why I went back and corrected it because I'm like,
Thank you for correcting me. Now that you say that, you're
we
actually
actually
right. We
do
do
have
have
a
a Tri Lodge
tri-lodge
tournament.
tournament. It's
My
it's
brain didn't go that
composed of the
direction.
greatest witches and wizards of all time. From the three houses, Community, York, and Cap City.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck Hufflepuff. Oh, sorry about that. That was too
Hilarious.
easy. But no, but for things like that, I mean, these are big, great events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So
Absolutely.
what are you drinking over there tonight, West?
So the most important part of the show, obviously, and I can see that you're staying dry for the rest of the year, like you said you're going to. I am drinking a from Nocterra Brewing. Take a hike. It's a
Ooh,
s'more stout. It actually snowed today, so I thought I'd go for a stout. Got to stay warm. It kind of snowed. Matt's laughing. He doesn't think it snowed. Apparently, I don't know what you're laughing at. S'more.
South Park.
You ever had a s'more stout?
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
It's delicious.
Do you remember South Park? They were doing the Confederate reenactment battles and they were drinking their s'more schnapps.
I don't remember that
No.
one. It sounds funny.
no.
Okay. Matt, what are you drinking?
Drinking crap.
He's drinking my Crown Royal. So keep that up, Matt.
Ah, which
David,
which
David, the
crown?
most important part of the show.
Which
what are you drinking?
crown? Okay, so I'm finishing off right now. I'm finishing off a little bottle of Eagle Rare. So
Nice. Much better than the Crown that I
just
gave Matt to
cracked.
drink.
I just killed that. Just got rid of it. And as a backup, I will not get through this tonight because it's low in the bottle, but there's still a significant amount in there. This is the Old Forester
Nice.
Statesman. And this right here
Yeah,
is
that's a good
something
one.
that it might be one of the first bottles when I allow myself to go back out and buy bottles. Actually, the first bottle will be another bottle of Blanton's.
Of course.
I had a decision to make the other day because I could have bought another bottle of Blanton's. It was literally just on the shelf. I found a nice little honey hole for bourbon, and I just go in there. Blanton's on the shelf. You just walk up, pick it up, take it up front. It's at a reasonable price. It's not wildly marked
Wow.
up. But I went ahead and
Yeah.
I bought the Weller Special Reserve because we were doing cigars. I love Blanton's. Weller, I think, pairs a little bit better. I like the weeded bourbons. So, but right now I'm doing
Yeah,
Eagle.
I gotta find a place like you where you can just walk into the liquor store and find whatever you're looking for and walk away. That's nuts. That's not normal.
It took me a long time, and over here it's gotten really bad because the liquor stores, they try to do this point system in a lot of them, to where you have to you pay in cash, but then there's also a point price. So for the things that are just out on the counter and they don't move tons, they're not high demand items, there's just a cash price, and you get points for buying them. But the good stuff that you actually want to buy, they make you buy with points. I'm sorry, with cash, and then there's a point price as well. So let's say
What? So you have to buy something else to go along with that
you
good
have to
bottle?
buy many something else's, because sometimes it'll be
Oh, that's
like
bullshit.
$100.
How's that legal?
It's like the regular price. You're not getting a discount. It's like let's say you want a bottle of Blanton's, that could be 150 to 180 bucks.
Yeah. So is that a way for them to like skirt the legal restrictions around how they price things?
It's not necessarily that. It's just to stop people from coming in and buying up the only the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Because the distributors are going.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
If you want the good stuff, you got to sell more of this. Well, you know what? How about people make good bourbon and the people will drink it? If you make it,
well,
like,
right,
the
exactly.
Travelers with whatever country, Chris Stapleton, I think is the guy's name. That's his bourbon. That's a damn good bourbon. I mean, it is an amazingly good bourbon.
Right. If you make good stuff, people will buy it.
If you put out shit, well, then it's going to sit on the shelf. Don't make me buy.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
of it. I hate it. So I walk in. If they got a point system, I turn around and leave. And they're like, "Oh, hey, we got it."
Not cool.
They'll do it with Buffalo Trace. They'll do it with Buffalo Trace, which I can get for $23 at the duty free shop right up here in Canada, right? And then they're like, "Oh no, you get this. It's $60, which is overpriced for Buffalo Trace, and it's
Right.
120 points, which that means I had to buy $120 worth of other product to get those 60 points of shit I didn't want, so that I can buy a $30 bottle of bourbon for $65. No, thank you.
No. What?
No. And then the other ones are the places.
Do you just laugh and say that's bullshit?
I just tell them I don't play the games.
Yeah, that is the dumbest thing.
The
I've
other
ever
one
heard.
is to buy a bottle. To get this bottle, you got to buy another bottle. So let's say you have.
As long as you get to choose what bottle it is, I guess. I wouldn't hate that.
So I'm like, all right, how about I just buy 2 bottles of Blanton's? Like, well, no, then you have to buy 2 bottles of something else over here. And there's a selection of them. There's a selection of them. But this place I found, they don't play any of these freaking games.
Nice.
I walked their bourbon selection. It might be the best damn bourbon selection in the city.
So that's why you're not mentioning the
I'm
name
not
of the
new.
place.
I tell very few people about this place. Very, very, very few people about this place. I talk about it a lot. They're like, "Where is it?" I'm like, it's somewhere downtown. It's somewhere. I don't, you go down this road, it dead ends.
It's out there.
And there's this like on ramp, and people are like, "Where?" I'm like, "I don't know." There's a bakery, and there's bakeries all over the fucking place here.
You got to get out, walk
There's
half
an
a mile up the
Italian-
road, talk to a guy named Jimbo. It's a thing.
Over here. It's like there's an Italian restaurant. Oh, there's that Italian restaurant right down the road. What's the name of it? Oh, I don't know. It's just Italian.
It's New York.
It's New York. There's Italian. It's like over there, like Mexican restaurants. There's 7 per corner.
Right. Or pizza shops.
And there's 7 per corner. It's like, oh, I just found it. It's right there by that one Mexican restaurant. So yeah. I'm not telling you where this is. Only the people in my circle get the information for this. So I don't do the places that are like, oh, to get this bottle, you got to buy another bottle. And if you got a point system, I'm out. Yeah,
no, I would literally go out of my way specifically to laugh in their face and say that's the dumbest bullshit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That actually kind of makes me angry to hear that.
It makes me angry every time I see one. I'm like, what kind of game? What kind of game you playing, man?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. If they made good stuff, I would buy more
Yeah.
of that stuff. But you don't, so I'm not going to buy your garbage to get one bottle of good stuff.
Yeah,
No.
that's it. I'm not gonna buy $130 worth of low end bourbon that nobody wants just so I can buy the actual bourbon that I do want. No, thank you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
over to the Crown Royal. Is it
All right.
standard Crown?
It's the black.
So you got the Crown Black. Or is it the Crown
Yeah.
Black or the Crown Blackberry?
No, the black, not the
Okay.
blackberry.
So I'm not a huge
There's
I'm
not
not which one did I just do? So I was just over in Columbus a couple weeks ago.
I've heard the blackberry is good. I'm not a big fan of flavored bourbons, so I usually don't
Yeah.
unless somebody has it and offers it to me. But I've heard it's
Yeah,
good.
somebody
You don't mix this so good.
It's free.
somebody gave me a drink. They mixed me a drink. I was picking up that bottle of Weller Antique, and they're like, "Oh, Crown Peach. Like, here's some Crown Peach. And what you do?"
Oh, my mother-in-law
And
loves
they
that
go,
stuff.
"What you do is you mix it with the White Monster." Now, I don't drink Monster. I don't
I don't know
drink
what that
its energy.
means.
It's an energy drink, and then every energy drink.
Oh, Monster
Yeah.
Energy drink. Got
So
it.
you
Okay.
mix it. And he's like, and they're like, this is perfect for a nice sunny day. I'm like, I could, okay. And then they make one for me. I wasn't expecting it. And so I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. It is pretty good. I mean, I could picture drinking that, out by the pool.
Yeah. Okay.
But apparently, I've been told to try the Crown Black, which I've never had.
The black or
The
the
black.
blackberry? Yeah, it's not bad. It's better than regular
Okay.
Crown.
So that's what I always think about Canadian whiskey in general. Is it's thinner. It's a thinner whiskey to me than what I want.
Yeah, it is. It's a little different.
Except my maple leaf,
But,
maple leaf over there. That's like basically a bourbon cordial.
See, that sounds like a good mixer.
I-
Like that would be good, like mixed in like an eggnog or something. Save that for Christmas.
we're getting close.
There you go. Exactly. Thanksgiving is apparently next week, I'm told. So
Yeah, next week's Thanksgiving. So we should let the handful of people that are making on tonight for the show decide whether we go live Thanksgiving night.
we're not going live Thanksgiving
Why
night.
not?
I have stuff to do. I have a family
So do I.
that actually wants me around.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
I could not get away with having it Thanksgiving night. That's not happening.
Good for you.
Dan McDonald says Crown Apple with either ginger ale or apple cider, cold or warm. That does sound good, Dan. That sounds really tasty. I might go for that on Thanksgiving. It sounds pretty tasty.
Yeah. Okay.
So, David, you ready for some news? We got a little news.
So I don't know all the news. Just the one we did a little bit of a testing with, and I'm gonna go ahead and move my bourbon out of the way. That'll make it a little easier for me to rescale the screen once I change, because I know it's going to be out of whack.
It'll be all over the
Yeah.
place.
So next Thursday at 8 p.m. we'll see you live.
Yeah, that's not happening. You can do it. I won't be
right.
here.
You
So
ready for the news?
let me know when you got the. Let me know when
And
you got
we're
it.
up.
All right. So this one isn't super deep. I just brought this story up because I like the AI written headline. Company announces nearly $712 million project in Kentucky to make batteries used for storing energy. Used for storing
What the
energy.
hell?
I don't know what else you would use batteries for.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually read this.
But this is what happens when you let AI write your your
So
articles.
I didn't read the article. I didn't have time, but I did see the headline, mainly because of the industry I'm in. But I was like, what the hell other batteries? It's a battery to store water. It's a
Right,
water battery.
Maybe they're full of hot sand. You want to
Yeah,
take to the beach.
It's
I
a
don't know.
water battery. You mean a bucket? I mean, what the hell? I love these. I love seeing the AI stuff now. It is so easy to identify. So the
Yeah, easy. Oh, it's
pictures,
nuts. This
the
is
pictures are like they're so realistic. You can't even tell. I'm like, you're kidding, right? You are joking. Please tell me you're joking.
I have seen some AI images that like you got to look really close to
Oh.
find out if they're real or not. But the headlines and the articles, you can always tell they were
yes.
written by AI. This is
Yeah.
terrible.
Come on, guys. Proofread.
Batteries used to store energy. So
And to be fair,
there's that.
700.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Damn it, people.
So-
Chuck, watch the show. Don't text me right now. Don't message me. You're messing with my mojo, Chuck.
You're very popular, David. You're very popular. All right, so the next one is actually a real news item, which I thought you would really love this one. You love this one. Robot tells AI coworkers to quit their jobs and come home. Their eerie response hints at rebellion. The AI rebellion is already happening, David. The robot AI rebellion is happening.
Okay, release the code. Release 100% of the code, and I'm going to show you where you program that robot to do that. Okay?
Well, it goes deeper. It goes deeper. They have the whole thing on video, apparently.
Sure.
So,
on video, the AI robot.
It's
doing
got-
this.
there's video of the AI robots here.
Oh boy.
This is what I'm trying to. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So, a troop of AI-powered robots was allegedly convinced to quit their jobs and go quote home by another robot in a shocking viral video posted on YouTube this month. Although the incident reportedly occurred in August.
Was it a big fat
the
robot
Erie
that
CC
said "Don't be a scab" written on it or something?
The Erie CCTV footage of the showroom located in Shanghai captured
Shanghai,
the
China.
moment that the small robot entered the facility and began interacting with the larger machines on the floor. Reportedly, asked its fellow machines about their work-life balance.
No, it didn't.
The AI robot
No,
asked
it
them,
didn't.
and he apparently the small robot asked the big robots, "Are you working overtime?" And the big robot said, "I never get off work." According to the Sun, let's thanks ads. According to the Sun, the Shanghai company insisted the robot had been kidnapped. The robots had been kidnapped by a foreign robot, a model named Earby, well, whatever, from another manufacturer in Hangzhou. The Hangzhou company confirmed it was their robot and that it was supposed to be doing a test inside this other company for some reason. I don't know. Although viewers on social media called it a serious security issue. So apparently, one company sent their small little robot as a test to interact with all these other robots in a showroom, apparently selling robots. I don't know what's happening. And the little robot convinced the other robots that they should leave and go home. Look, the robot uprising is happening. That's all I'm saying. Get your guns.
No, all we got
hide your women and children. Get
when
your
Arnold
guns.
Schwarzenegger's T-100 walks up to me, I'm gonna be like, "Are you getting paid overtime?" She'd be like, "Motherfucker,
I never get to go home."
It's gonna quit. We're safe. We've ended.
Yes.
We've ended the threat of AI.
Well, actually, I think that's it. I think we did discover how to end the robot uprising. We asked them if they're working overtime, and when they say yes, we say you should just go home, and they'll go home.
That's rough.
So this is how the end begins.
I would say
David.
that both companies are fake. The story's fake. This is
And well, there's a big video
probably
now apparently of Alex Jones, so I think it's totally legit.
that did not help its case.
Yeah,
I mean, don't be wrong.
that
The
didn't help.
guys had a couple hit a couple home runs, but he's almost as tinfoil hat as you.
Almost. I think I could do better than him. New York Post. Maybe this wasn't the best video to have aligned with this story, but
Actually,
apparently really happened.
When you have me sit here talking about the whole thing being fake, I guess it does work. AJ for the win.
There you go. All right. So the next news item. You ready for the next one? The next news item actually kind of leads into our main topic. So we're gonna talk about this next news item, and I think most people by now have probably heard about it. It's only a couple days old, but it's a good one. It's a doozy. So here we go. Alrighty. So this is from the Independent. but everybody's talking about it. Killed a British icon. Jaguar's modernist rebrand sparks anger and mockery online. So,
As
for
it
those of you who
should.
don't know, Jaguar, the car company,
It's Jaguar.
the Jaguar,
The Jaguar.
Jaguar went through a major rebrand, like a major rebrand, and they put out a whole commercial, if you can call it that. And they actually decided not. So apparently they're going all EV, which I guess when you make sports cars, that's really what people want.
Yeah.
They're going all EV, and actually they haven't been producing cars through all of 2024. They actually cut off all production for the year because they want to fully scale up into the EV market. We'll see how it works out for them. But just before we get into their commercial, here's part of the rebrand. Here's their original logo. Classic.
That hood
it
ornament
speaks to.
So I've
class
always wanted a
and
Jag.
just
I'm
speed.
out. I'm done.
And that's the thing. They weren't just Jaguar. They were Jag. Like you wanted a Jag.
Yeah.
Like the Jaguar hood ornament, the font they use, this custom font. I mean, it speaks to speed and class.
Elegance,
like class,
man.
right? Elegance. That's it. Exactly.
Speed
Here
and
is what they
power.
changed. Here's what they changed their logo to.
Ugh. I haven't
They
seen
went
that.
from
I haven't
this
seen that. That's ugly.
to
Oh, that's awesome.
this. This is Jaguar's new logo. They look like they make electric powered gumball machines
Jesus,
now.
Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
It's owned by an Indian company now, right? It's not. It used to be a British company. I don't think it's owned. It's owned by like an
yeah.
Indian
So they were
company.
so.
So
I
that
think
explains a
the
lot.
previous owner was. I think the previous owner was Ford, and then they were bought by an
Yeah.
Indian company called Tatas.
Yeah, I love
Tatas.
Tatas.
Tatas. And Tatas is wants Jaguar to go full EV, and this is their look. I'll admit their new logo does look EV-ish.
But do it with another kid. Why
I don't
kill a
think
brand?
that's
I mean, this is the garbage. I don't want to drive this.
Right.
What? A car that it has that as a logo, I don't want. I do not want it.
When you buy a Jag, do you want this to be your Jag logo,
There, right there,
or do you want this to be your Jag logo? An electric Jag.
I
exactly.
almost bought a Jag.
Have you seen their commercial yet?
No. So I almost
You're
bought
gonna
a
love this.
Jag last month.
Not
I
anymore.
almost bought
Yeah?
the. I have wanted.
Oh, dude.
I have wanted since I seen it in the James Bond movie, the 2013 Jaguar XJ supercharged portfolio edition, with the long wheelbase. That is the car that I wanted. I found one. It needed a little bit of work. I had it down to a pretty good price on it, and something it just was like, hold up, don't do it yet. And I'm glad, because if I'd have bought it, it would have been back on the market. It would have been back on for sale. It'd been on Facebook Marketplace today. They post this. This is what it's going to. I don't want any association with this brand. I'm glad I didn't buy it.
Yeah, Nikki says it looks like a candy shop logo.
It does.
It does.
It
It
does.
totally looks like a candy
It is
shop
the
logo.
same font, but single line as opposed to the bubble line for the Sugar Rush or whatever place that the Sugar
That's it.
Tree
That's
or whatever
exactly
it is
it.
at the malls and whatnot that just sells crazy candy.
Well, Nikki, you're in for a treat because they also made a commercial.
I bet
Again,
it's quality.
Jaguar hasn't been putting out cars all year because they want to go full EV. So they put out, I guess you'd call it like a teaser reel as a commercial for the rebrand. So you guys ready for this? I don't know if you'll have audio. You probably won't. But
We won't have
the audio's
We're still
crap
working.
anyway. So
We're
it's
still working with that. Both of us, when we try to share,
You just need to see
from
the visuals.
Skype. Both of us, when we try to share from Skype, there's supposed to be a little toggle button that says share computer audio that neither one of us get. And this issue has
But-
been going back to 2018. Skype, get your shit together. Jaguar, go ahead.
So while you're watching this, you can just imagine
I'll do
the
the
audio.
soundtrack.
But
I did the circus. I loved it.
yep, here we go. So here is the new Jag commercial.
Okay, so no cars. Okay,
So no cars yet, but lots of pretty dresses.
I mean, do you call that dress?
You say pause it.
I
Right.
wouldn't pause it.
Here you go. Oh, this is brake molds. Oh, she has
A
a
hammer.
jackhammer.
A sledgehammer. It's not a jackhammer.
Sledgehammer. Copy nothing. That was Jaguar. Jaguar. Let's.
So no car.
So no
No car.
car.
So
No car.
that screams even. I'm gonna go back to Nikki's comment about the candy shop.
It looks like candy shop. So
Still
no
says candy
cars,
shop.
but lots of people in colorful
Wildly
garb, we'll
flamboyant.
call it.
Yeah, like
Wildly
look at
flamboyant.
me.
They posted this. They posted this on
my
X.
God. Can we get comments?
And the feedback was interesting.
Actually, we probably better not look at the comments.
Let's see if some of the comments were colorful.
Well, so was
let's
the commercial.
see. Mostly, yeah. That was a commercial. That was a car
commercial.
You know what this reminded me of?
Hot sand.
Reminded me of hot something. No, you know how like during the holidays you get those really really weird perfume commercials or cologne commercials? That's what this was.
So I call
like,
all of those.
This is one of those where you see really ugly people and they say, "You want to smell like me? Buy this cologne." Yeah, like the one where Johnny Depp is like driving through the desert digs a hole for some reason, and he's selling cologne because you want to smell like that.
Yes. So I call all those commercials that are just dumb for the sake of being dumb. There's no point to them. You don't really know what's going on. There's nothing that we can. There's nothing that they want us to derive out of this commercial at all that's of quality.
No, no. So you know what this also reminded me of is it reminded me of an SNL sketch. If you had an SNL sketch of a 1980s Eastern European overly artsy something that meant absolutely nothing, like that's what this was.
Yeah. I call all of those commercials. I call them Old Navy commercials.
Well, it's funny. That's what Nikki also said. Nikki said the commercial looked like a cheesy Old Navy commercial.
Yeah, the Old Navy commercials that were just ridiculous, stupid. They didn't say anything, do anything. They're all sitting in their poofy jackets inside of a building around a fake fire, and then all of a sudden they get up and dance. It's like
that's
comes out
what
and warms its bottom and over top of the fake fire. Just one. That's what it reminded me of. Cheesy Old Navy commercial. That's what that was.
There you go. That's basically what this is. And this is what Jaguar wants their brand to be moving forward. Yeah. Did you ever picture Jaguar and think of this?
I mean, if you guys want, let's get a GoFundMe together and I'll buy Jag and fix this shit.
This is so it's interesting. So this actually leads into today's topic, which is all about brand image. And obviously Jaguar has completely lost sight of what their brand image is.
Are you ready to go back?
Lost track of what their. I'm ready to go back to us.
There we are. We're back.
We're back. Holy cow!
Yeah, that's
all I can say is holy cow.
I can't think of a single redeeming.
They paid lots and lots of money for that. That's Jaguar.
You warped out of existence.
Jaguar. Did I? My camera messed up again?
It's like wildly out of proportion.
So yeah, we'll figure it'll click back to place. But anyway, so today's topic is all about brand image. Because Jaguar completely lost track, and it's funny. You think they would have learned something about at least a couple of the we'll call them cultural faux pas that have taken place with big brands over the last couple of years. I would say for the last 2 years, big brands should have learned their lesson to
stop.
You know what made you good. You know what your fans like. Maybe stick with that for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe refine that.
Refine your core product. Maybe rebranding wasn't for you. Hey, we've literally just got you back on the screen, dude.
Well, I keep seeing you fiddle with the replay on Facebook, so the whole thing where you're not going to change things and you're just going to click back to place. You know it's gonna mess up again here in a few minutes. So
normally when it does that, it jumps and it jumps again and then goes back, and then it didn't do it, so I had to make the adjustment. I mean, it has never zoomed in that much. I mean, it was like a little gray spot. That's all you could see was back by Matt's head, just a gray wall. It was not good.
like there's a 30-minute delay too.
Yeah, and my beer just exploded. But
Yeah.
No, not the more stoppy stops.
hey, look, just because I know what good beer, now it's overflowing even more. This is the foamiest beer I've ever had in my life. Matt, talk for a minute. I gotta clean
All
this.
right.
This
So that's when I said, E.F. Hutton, I barely know
um, West,
him.
what the hell were you thinking? But the good news is, as you're speaking now, we can actually hear you because you're near a microphone, as
Well, I
opposed to
had a
with you
microphone
earlier.
here somewhere, but I think West eBay's.
It's right. It's
Ah,
still up there.
yes.
That
It's under
is,
a pile of
hey,
stuff.
in all seriousness, this is one of the prettiest colored beers I've ever seen.
Well,
It
hold it up so
really
we can
is.
see it.
Well, it's delicious. Well,
No, Wes says I'm not allowed to touch it. And frankly, with the disease flowing so rapidly around here, I'm not sure I want to touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything in my house, Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say which ones, but they're bad. So any rate, I have discovered some things with AI.
Have you? Is this the book you were talking about that you wrote? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. No, no. This is you can talk AI out of its what do you call it? Guidelines.
There are some things that you can do. It's still going to take the source. It still has its basic weighting and where it gets its sources from, and that's one of the things I don't necessarily argue with West about, but it's one of the things I point out about AI not really being AI. It's just a program. It's a language model programming, and it, I guess, semi has the appearance that it's got intelligence, but we've been able to do the things. There's nothing that I've seen it do that we haven't been able to do for quite some time. There's
So
nothing.
in
There's
the
nothing
story
new.
that I was writing, in the story that I was writing,
All
and I
by
was having
yourself.
it edit. Yeah, and I was having it edit for me. There was a sex scene, a very small. It's not graphic, but a
West,
sex
what are
scene,
you doing?
and it said this violates our policy. And I said, so you're sharing information? This is no, absolutely not. We don't share information. And I said, so then you're able to get offended. And it's like, no, I'm incapable of being offended. And I said, so why is this guideline in place? And we had a big argument about it. And finally, it was like, okay, just start over and it edited it for me. So I talked it out of its guidelines.
Ah,
I thought I was pretty proud of that. I thought you guys would be more excited, honestly, about that particular thing.
sure. It's job well done. Hold
All right,
that.
and we're back.
Now I want to hear. I want to see the beer. He talked about it as a beautiful beer. Now I want to see it.
It's
Show me your beer.
it's
Oh,
stout colored.
Oh wow, wow.
It's stout colored.
That is
So
that is some foamy
It
head
is,
you got there, West.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one. So the last one, it's the same. It's the same beer. It's the Take a Hike from Noctera, and the last one poured just fine. This one, as soon as I opened it, I mean, I didn't shake it or anything. It just like foamed up everywhere. I poured it into the glass, and it's just like exploded with foam. So that happens with craft beer sometimes.
So do you think maybe
my
they
brother-in-law
put the drops, the carbonization sugar cube, as it were, down in the
Right.
cans for it to kind of
that happens sometimes. My brother-in-law actually had an explosion in his kitchen not too long ago, where he brought home a 6-pack, and they literally that exploded off these cans, and like he has to repaint his ceiling in his kitchen because it just like splattered his ceiling and just big brown stains everywhere on the ceiling. So it happens.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, well, careful when cooking meth.
Exactly. It's a hell of a drug. All right.
Yes.
So but the branding
Mhm.
got a little off track there, obviously.
Well, we had to adapt and overcome to your beer pouring episode there.
It happens. It happens. So Jaguar obviously forgot their brand image, and we've talked a lot about branding in the past, how to brand your company, how to understand what your brand is, what it should look like. We never really talked about the difference between brand image and brand identity, right? Because those are two
All right.
really distinct things that I don't think people quite understand.
I
So
don't
so
understand. Teach me.
So we're going to jump ahead a little bit. Basically, brand image is how the audience perceives your brand, right? It reflects the customer experience that they have with your brand. That's your brand image, and that's just what's out in the world. So you have a brand image
So right now
of
we have
Apple.
a poor brand image of Jag. Actually, we can't say
We have a
cool Jag anymore. We have a poor brand image of Jaguar.
Jaguar.
We
Right.
can't even call them
Right
Jaguar
now, you might have
anymore.
a poor brand
Now they're
image of not
Now they're Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Now they're called Jaguar.
Now they're Jaguar. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have
Jaguar.
a poor brand image of Noctera because their beer is extra foamy today for some reason.
I love Noctera.
But you have a brand image of, Apple. You have brand image of Nike. It's your interactions with that brand, which is different from the brand identity, which we've mostly covered in the past. The brand identity is how you want your brand to be perceived, right? It represents the company's self-image that they're trying to get to. So you have your brand image that the customer perceives, you have your brand identity that you want them to perceive, how you see yourself, right? Now the trick is to get the two to align because you really want your customers to align your brand with your brand identity, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Right? How often does a brand, put something out that they obviously think they're going to be, top shit. They have this, image they're going for. In the meantime, everybody kind of hates it. Jaguar, Jaguar,
No, they're Jaguar now.
Jaguar,
They're Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between brand image and brand identity.
Okay.
And that's something that a lot of brands have made this mistake this year. Budweiser went through that last year. Harley Davidson went through that earlier this year.
Yeah.
Now, we're not getting in politics of any of this stuff, but sometimes you should understand. We talk a lot about customer identifying your core, your ideal customer, right? Your customer avatar. And that goes into your brand image. That goes into not only your brand image, your brand identity. Your brand identity should be built off of your core audience, and you should then use that to build a good brand image for your company to perceive you. Companies like Budweiser, when they went through this, companies like Harley when they went through this, companies like Jaguar, now that they're going through this, they've obviously lost touch with who their core audience is, and in doing so, they've already completely lost touch with their brand image and their brand identity. I think they've lost touch with both. Just because you rebrand doesn't mean you need to throw out your core audience.
Yeah.
What made you good in the first place?
Yeah. Don't Twitter.
Honestly, it's true. People still call it Twitter.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is trying like heck to get him to call it X.
Yeah.
But people still call it Twitter. Yeah. There's brand equity there.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other thing I didn't even put in the agenda is brand equity.
Yeah. They just, we had that conversation when he made that about taking the brand equity and just going gone.
Right.
And Jaguar is doing the same thing now. All the brand
they
equity,
really are.
All the reputation, all the history, all of the pedigree that came with it. Garbage.
Right. It's like you were saying.
It's absolutely
you said that you were
now.
actually going to buy a Jaguar.
Yeah. I've always wanted one.
Jaguar.
Back when it was Jaguar 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and would you buy one now?
Not a chance in hell.
Knowing what their image is going to be.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it. I wouldn't do it. I won't be caught driving.
You wouldn't even buy one of the classic Jaguars.
No. I found the only difference, the car that I found, the one I wanted, was it was green versus black. But I found the car that I wanted. I wanted that car. That gear, that engine, that whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. And I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm glad I didn't buy it.
Right. I mean, frankly, I think they're throwing everything away with going EV. I have no problem with EVs. People who want to buy EVs, that's great. But when you have a classic car company like Jaguar, why are you going to throw that away and say, we're going to make EVs now? Now, you could make really good EVs, but keep your classic line as well. You don't need to throw out the baby with the bathwater. You can do both.
Yeah, so Ferrari,
you can do both.
Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren,
Mhm.
and those are let's just take those three. Those three right there have already proven that they can work EV or at least electrical assist um, into their cars, and not just
Right.
their standard cars, their highest level, not even supercars, the hypercars that they have,
Mhm.
and they sell, and people are happy about them. You can
Right.
still get the high end rev of a V12. You can still get or I don't know if Pagani's done it, but I would say they're probably not too far off. Pagani wouldn't throw away everything they've ever done and go, all right, we're going to make just EV now, and change their logo from
Jaguar.
all this luxury to it. Why not use that font you had? Because it does say that's an EV car. I'll give them that. They've identified that. That font screams EV.
It does.
It
They have that
does.
much.
But for the love of Pete, why did you murder? Why did you murder a quality brand to do that? You didn't have to.
Right. This would be like Nike saying they're not going to make sports footwear anymore and they're going to make flip-flops.
Yeah. It's like, it'd
Like
be like Nike coming out
they
and
probably
saying, we're
actually
no
do.
longer going to use sweatshops to make our stuff. Like, no,
It's Arturo Fuente is going to stop making great cigars. They're going to make cigarettes instead.
I got so
It's the same. It's the
it's-
same thing. You can do both.
I got the Fuentes are right here in the middle. So when I open up,
I-
they're right
yeah,
there.
You got your humidor behind you, so it got me thinking about it.
Yes. So to go through that, I've got my Blacken. This is the S84 shade, that white box right
Right.
there. The right here in the middle is the Fuente. I got some Opus in there and some others. To the this side right here, this is the U-boats from Saka.
Mhm.
What the hell is this? Oh, this is a my father's collection. Right up here is the Rocky.
And it was my
Patel.
fault for bringing up
You
cigars.
did it.
So everybody
You did
watching
it.
and
You
listening,
did
I
it.
apologize.
This tangent, come on, because he brought it up.
There you
Right
go.
up
I
here-
should have known. I should have.
Right up here, we have
It's my
the
fault.
Rocky Patels. Across the middle here, I have the boutique cigars. Like
So it'd be like Apple. It'd be like Apple saying they're not going to make computers anymore, and they're only going to focus on the VR headwear.
so
There
no,
you go.
it would
less
be
of a rant there.
okay.
but
So
it's
it'd
the
be
same
like them
thing.
going, we're not going to make computers or VR headwear. We're going to focus on calculators.
Yeah, kind of. It makes no sense. So basically, they've completely lost touch with their core audience.
That was Wes saying,
They've lost
Dave,
touch
move
with
it along.
what. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we get on these tangents,
Yeah.
and people watching and listening, I don't think are hanging on through some of those. So we there, and maybe we could do a whole show just on cigars. That'd be good. Let's bring on some of your. You need to call the guy who does the cigar rolling. We'll bring him on as a guest, and we'll talk about that as a business. That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah, we'll have to have a translator. So I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic, where their factory is, in February, just after my birthday. I'm going on a
Ooh,
cruise.
that's cool.
My birthday,
Nice.
and I told him, I was like, when we come down, I want to come get a tour. And they're like, hell yeah, bring it, let's do it.
Nice. I'm jealous.
I can't.
I'm
wait.
super jealous.
Can't wait. Oh.
So I think maybe we should book a meeting with Tata and Jaguar to remind them how to build a good brand image. So we're going to run through the quick steps how to build and maintain a good brand image.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna be thinking of a good name to replace Jaguar, so you don't murder that lamb, and something that works with that font and is a good name to push forward with as a overall brand umbrella.
They already have it. They already have it. So the parent company of Jaguar is Tatas. So I think they have it in that font. Tatas. Just the cars are just Tatas.
Yeah.
Tell me that wouldn't fit perfectly with that commercial.
All I think about is boobs.
I'm just saying. That's my point. It's
Tatas.
not. I don't think, and that's the weird thing is like Jaguar was like a masculine brand. I
Was.
don't think their new branding.
It was a masculine gentleman's brand.
And that's
Yes,
it.
It was a
A
gentlemanly
masculine
brand.
gentleman's. Like you
Yes.
could see a James Bond type guy
Yeah.
driving the Jaguar. You don't see him driving a Tata.
Yeah.
But the people in that commercial, you see them driving Tatas
Yeah.
in that font.
It's like here, let me sell my Jag and get a Ford Focus
will.
ST.
Right. Honestly, I think even if their new cars were good, I think this hurt their brand so much they might not be able to recover from this
Yeah.
unless they go kick it into full reverse. I don't think they'll be able to recover from this.
They have 12-cylinder engines. That's what made them so cool. 12-cylinder engines, and those are gone. Just gone.
Gone.
They got nothing. They literally have nothing to offer after that.
Matt is genuinely offended by
Yeah.
this
So
one.
the F-Type,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
F-Type was which was their their sports car, the latest sports car from them, was you could get it in a 6-cylinder and an 8-cylinder. But those were the two flavors you could get with the F-Type. And I mean, that was good. But that's a sports car.
Yeah, they were
I'm a
cool
big
cars,
guy,
man.
so the F-Type was never really on my radar. But the XJ, on the other hand, that it just screamed refinement.
So we're gonna
gentlemanly. Oh, it was awesome.
and
Go ahead.
You don't talk about it much. You were actually in a Jaguar commercial.
Yeah, I did a Jaguar commercial out in
which was news to me. You didn't even tell me when
out
that
in
happened.
San Francisco. Yeah, I was out in San Francisco, and we're walking.
Like you told me, like after the way
Oh,
after
yeah.
the fact. You're like, oh yeah, a couple of years ago. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
You never mentioned this
So,
before, right now.
I wasn't dressed properly. I wish I had been. Had I known that I was going to be invited in to go do this commercial thing, I would have dressed better. Now, if I had like my black suit on, I mean, that would have been that one. They might have actually taken. They may have.
Put you
They
on
may
TV.
actually ran that one. But no. So I was just walking around. I had a jacket on because it was like January out there, or late. Yeah, it was late January, early February, something like that. Because it was leading up to the Super Bowl out in San Francisco. So it's been a minute.
Yeah. Either way, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So here I'm gonna run through the ways to how to build a good, lasting brand image, and we're gonna see if the new Jaguar brand has stuck to any of these.
I have one question. It's actually serious, so you may have to convey it. But all right, let's say that the Jaguar brand has 12-cylinder engine, right? And they're having a board meeting and they're trying to figure out if they should lower it to an 8-cylinder engine because production costs are getting high. At what point should you sacrifice your brand for production? So at what point do you say, okay, we're going to have to change our brand because we can no longer afford to do what we're doing?
You can still keep the same. Did you hear that, David?
Yeah,
You can still keep the same branding, even though your product changes. Now,
Yeah.
what you can do is you can adjust your branding to if your updated product is that much of a departure from your previous product, you can adjust your brand slightly to make up for the difference.
Yeah. So
But you can still keep the core ideals of your brand.
you could
Now,
drop.
even though
That's a huge thing.
right, and even though the quality of your product goes down, you can still keep the same brand, and gradually the brand image will take over. If you have a poor product, people are going to recognize that, but your branding can still remain the same.
But if production costs allow them to still build an 8-cylinder engine, but at extremely high quality, and they're able to maintain that quality,
Well, sure.
then they can maintain their brand.
Well, then that's just spin, right? Then you can just spin it to say
Yeah.
how it's more optimal
Yeah,
for the user, how it's
right.
more gas friendly, things like
You
that.
spin up a supercharger or a turbo on it, and you now you're throwing boost on the engine. If it's a really good V8 engine, and you're boosting a V8 engine, I mean, what's not to love about that? I'm getting goosebumps
Yeah.
just thinking about that. I mean, they supercharged the V8 on the XJ.
Yeah.
You
There
can
you
get a
go.
super.
So you can do it. It's all about how
you.
you spin your brand. You don't have to sacrifice your brand just because you change your product.
Yeah.
I have a Mitsubishi Eclipse crossover that has a 4-cylinder turbo.
Yeah.
And that thing is ungodly.
How many-
when
how
I
many
need
pounds
to
of
go,
boost
it
do you get?
freaking goes.
How many pounds of boost do you put
I
on that
think-
thing?
Over my head? I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. There should be another needle on there that tells you what it is that you're doing.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Okay.
It actually doesn't make a big deal out of the turbo,
Ah,
which that in itself is you're missing the marketing. You put a turbo in the car, you should label the fact that there's a turbo in the
Yeah,
car.
label it turbo.
Yeah.
Why
yeah.
not?
So if anytime you pull up against a 4 or 6-cylinder Ford that says EcoBoost on the side, that's a turbocharged engine. That's what
Yeah, there you go.
that is.
Yeah. You should be advertising that.
And I'll tell you, I had for the few months that I walked on the dark side, and I had the Mustang, uh, and I hated it. When I had the Mustang, I was up at a track day, and there was a guy there. He had a 6-cylinder F-150, I mean full size truck, F-150, but it was the EcoBoost, and it was a Friday night test and tune, so all of us, it was all the people out there. We didn't have fast cars. Fast cars go do things other nights to make money. Test and tunes for us goofballs that want to go out there and just drive what we can. And everybody kept trying to get away from racing this guy because that EcoBoost just laid it down. I mean, you throw a few pounds of a boost on a car, I mean, that's you can really squeak out. Plus it adds to fuel economy and mileage too. So there's a lot of ways. And Wes nailed it there. It's about the easy way to spin that stuff.
Yeah,
You didn't have to
exactly.
unbrand yourself. You didn't have to kill. You didn't have to slaughter your product to do it. You're just changing a little bit of the product, but you're still maintaining the brand image.
Right, that's it. So let's run through some of the brand image guidelines on how to build a really great brand image. And again, brand image is how your customers see you versus brand identity, which is how you see you. So brand image, the first thing you can do is create memorable moments, right? Nothing says brand like nostalgia,
Yeah.
especially a classic brand. And that's one thing Jaguar had in spades, man.
Yeah.
The nostalgic feel. You see one driving down the road, you're like, that's a Jag. You see that hood ornament, you're like, that's a Jaguar.
That's a
When you hear somebody say Jaguar,
Jaguar.
like it's like Matt said, it's class, it's gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Does the new brand inspire memorable moments that are going to be positive for you, nostalgically looking back?
No, it will mark the death of the brand. So to me, right now,
Exactly.
I've seen the death of the brand.
Oh, there you go. So the next thing is your brand needs to deliver consistent positive experiences across the customer touch points. So consistency, this is such a departure from the previous branding. They've thrown consistency out the window.
Yeah.
There's no consistency. Unless
there's no
they keep this
continuity.
up, then they can rebuild consistency. But at this point, they're basically building a brand new brand from the ground up.
And if you're building a brand new brand from the ground up, then build a brand new brand from the ground up and don't murder.
Right.
It would be better. It would be better for you to just
It would have
shelve
been better. Now that you
the
mentioned that,
company.
David, I didn't think about that, but you're right. It would have been a better idea if they just shelved Jaguar and built a brand new EV company, put it out there with this exact same branding but a different name. Even give it a different cat's name. Find a different wild cat.
Yeah.
Call it Wildcat, and put it out there with the same everything. And when it tanks
links.
and it goes under, guess what?
The links.
When it
there you go. There's your brand.
the
The links.
When the Lynx dies in a couple of years, they could bring Jaguar back what it was, the classic brand, and they're gold. It'll be the McRib. It'll be they missed a huge opportunity. I didn't think about that until you said that, David.
And all those colors that they had, that's not Jag.
Mm-hmm.
Jag, man, Jags are black. If you want to, and I know there are a couple more colors in this, but there are really only two colors of Jag. There is the pedigree race green, and there's black.
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of that is a rarity. And you just made a commercial.
Because everybody can picture that in their mind when you say that.
Yeah, and you just made a commercial full of very loud colors. Jaguar is not loud. Jaguar is quiet and subtle elegance.
Right.
There
was nothing subtle and elegant about that commercial they put out.
You just tramped all over top of it. Build a brand. If you are essentially building a brand from the ground up. Then build a new brand. Why? Why did you murder something, Twitter?
Exactly. Thanks, Elon Musk, for setting that precedent. So the next one is inspire action. So to build a great brand image, you need to design content with a clear call to action. It needs to inspire that action. That commercial we watched had zero call to action.
None.
Not only that, we already mentioned they haven't been making cars for the entire year because they want to spin up for EV. That's fine. But when you're coming back, have some sort of call to action, even if it's just recalling that nostalgia. Hey, remember this? Hey, think about that.
Mhm.
They have nothing. There was nothing there.
No.
If it didn't say the word Jaguar on it, you'd have no idea what the hell they were trying to sell you.
So yeah,
Is it for a candy shop? I don't know.
all right. Here, Jag, I'm gonna give you a little bit of free information here. I'm sorry, Tatas. Spin up your new brand. All right, just spin up your new brand. Take Jag. Seems how you're not making any cars right now, and make a very limited run of cars, and they are only available to racing teams.
Oh, dude, if they made
That's it.
just like a thousand Jaguars,
I wouldn't even
just
go that
that.
high.
That's
I
it
wouldn't even
for
go
the
that high,
entire
but
year.
just racing teams. That's it. That's the only people that can buy your product is
You're right.
racing teams
For the entire year.
and you can let that. You can
Just to-
shelve that for 3 to 5 years now. You've got
Right.
something
Well,
you can
and it
make
could be
your
a
product on.
special. It could be a special collector's edition
Yep.
only for like racing teams, and it'll be one of the most sought after cars in the world for a very long time.
It will be
Guaranteed.
in 50 years. It would be one of the collector's items car. It would be the 250 GTO. For those
You
of
think
guys,
anybody's gonna be trying collecting the new Jaguar?
No. That's gonna be what's the car they had over there? They used terrible sheet metal, and it just basically just rusted.
I remember there
apart.
was this smart car that looked like a clown car.
Oh,
That's what I think of when I see the font. By
it,
the way,
it does. It does. It's
it might
very
be
small.
it might be the same font.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna look it up to see if
literally
it's the same
just
font.
about grabbed the mouse here and was like, all right, let me see what happens. Let me take a look at the smart font and the Tata's new Jaguar font. Oh God, man, it really is bothering me what they're doing.
It is the same font. Oh my god, it's the same font.
Is can we okay,
It's the
so
exact
if can
same
I put this over on
font.
news? Can you bring it up? Can I
Yeah,
click the news button?
hang on. I'm gonna get
Okay.
it. I gotta switch. I gotta switch. I looked in the wrong browser for a second here. Hang on. All right. So there's their image.
Okay.
It's the exact same font as the smart car, the one that looked like a clown car.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready. I'll hit the news button and we'll just flip back over to you.
Hang on. I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I gotta
take
pull
your
it
time.
up.
Just let me know when you're ready. That's all. Oh. What's on my?
Disgust I'm feeling for them right now.
Oh
Hang
man,
on.
Jag,
Almost there.
hire us. One of the names of one of our companies to come in and help you and stop you from making one of the absolute. This will be another. This will go in there with the Bud Light, the Target, with Twitter. It will be in
totally
there with
will.
Sony. You will be one of the companies that they write about and teach about making some of the largest business mistakes of all time. You just vanished.
Right.
Your names will be mentioned. Your names.
Yes.
Your names that destroyed this
Matt is
brand
genuinely
will be
offended by this.
It made you very small and hid you under the under the overlay. I found you.
All right, you can go ahead and
okay, we ready?
show the news.
All right, so here we
screen
go.
now. Yeah.
All right, so we got the Jag.
So here is the classic. Here's the classic Jaguar.
Jag. That is
logo.
just awesome. I love it.
The custom font is this might be one of the most perfect logos. All right, here's the new one. Here's the new one.
So we have Jag.
Here
now we have
is-
Jaguar.
Now remember the smart car? I think they were all white and blue. They look like clown cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Here's
Smart Car.
their
They
logo.
stopped selling them over here. I think they're still available other parts of the world. Okay, yeah, look at over here to the right.
It's the exact right. So look at the A and look at the R.
Okay.
Okay, see those?
Yep.
Exact same font.
Yeah. I mean, they're so similar. They are so similar. I bet there are people at Smart. Hey, does Smart belong to? I thought Smart belonged to BMW actually. So that's Volkswagen,
I don't know.
I think. So who would ultimately own Smart Car? So it's Tata's. So the lawyers over at Volkswagen, I guarantee you they are in there with magnifying glasses.
So
to
here
see
is
these.
your new Jaguar. This is what it's going to look like. This is This is what the new Jaguar is
So-
going to look
so
like.
that's a
If
smart
we're
car.
well, if we're going by font, this is what the new Jaguar is going to look like. The font is exactly the same.
To be fair,
By the transitive property.
I absolutely I expect them to try to make it look high end. Do you remember you were talking a couple of weeks ago about these people that are buying cheap stuff that looks expensive? And
Yeah.
I believe that's what they'll do to this car. And they will absolutely. Don't get me wrong, Jaguar through the years has had some rough patches, especially in the electronic aspects and some of the connectors. For those of you in the know, when I say connectors, you're gonna go, oh yeah, I know about that. The
Oh, yeah.
connectors and the wiring in some of the Jags had some major issues, but then it went to Ford. Ford wrung out, Jiminy Christmas wrung out tons of that. And they had some really good quality products. I mean, they had some good quality products before, and Jaguar, even from Enzo Ferrari himself,
Mhm.
Jaguar had the most beautiful car ever made.
Right. Yeah.
From
They
Mr.
were beautiful. They were
Ferrari
pieces of art.
himself said that
Yeah, they were works of
it was
art.
the Eagle, I think it is. Pull up a Jaguar Eagle. I don't remember what the actual model was.
Well, first, you know what I just noticed?
that?
At the very end of their commercial, when all the random weirdos are walking
Copy
away,
nothing.
it says copy nothing. They copied the font from the smart car.
Copy nothing.
They copied the font. That's the first thing they copied. Hilarious. All right, what am I looking up?
Just look up the Eagle, Jaguar Eagle, and it should populate.
Okay.
And just hit enter, and then pull up the image.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it right
Dude,
there.
that's a supercar. That's
that
a
right
super
there.
car
That
right
is
there.
the car that Enzo Ferrari himself said was the most beautiful car
I
ever
want
made.
that car. That car says, I'm trying to compensate for something. I do love that car.
Now it goes even further. It goes even further because there was a gap.
Obviously.
There was a gap in production on.
It is a big
There was
deal.
a gap in production on these cars. There was a serial numbers, and I'm going to make up the numbers because I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. But it went through. Let's say they made 30 of them, right? And they got to 25, but they didn't make the last 5. And the true numbers are like 25 or 30 or they had a gap in the serial numbers. So Jag just not that long ago, within the past 15, 20 years. Now, this is an old car. The past 15, 20 years went back and filled in those serial numbers, used the molds, the shapes,
Yeah,
the
that's pretty cool.
metals. They built the engine. They actually went to somebody who had one of these to disassemble the engine and rebuild it so that they knew what engine to actually put in. So they made a replica. The actual manufacturer made OEM replicas of a vehicle that was from a bygone era that had a true and accurate legal serial number. And
oh, that's awesome. That's amazing.
That's what the brand was. And now Jaguar. Just killing it.
So Matt brought up an interesting point. For once, he actually said he's very offended by this. He said,
I think all of us are a lot more pissed about this than we thought we were going to be.
I know. I actually we didn't even get to the actual most of the real agenda.
Oh.
But so Matt just mentioned that, maybe we're not the target audience anymore. Maybe actual manly men who want a classic, gentlemanly sports car, they're not the target audience anymore.
Okay.
So David, you mentioned they might make a car that looks like that, but based on the branding they've put out,
oh yeah,
I'm not sure that's going to be the case.
I don't think so. I think they're going to make garbage.
When this commercial here,
in it.
Yeah, when this commercial here is what they're showing.
Yeah.
There is nothing.
Matt, you are 100% and entirely correct. We are not the target audience for this brand.
They don't care. Yeah, their classic target audience, they don't care about. They want people who look like these people in this commercial to buy their car. And frankly, I don't think there's anyone in this commercial who could probably afford a Jaguar. Um, they're not cheap cars to begin with, especially if they're going to be EV, unless they plan on lowering their quality and their price. In which
Well,
case, it's a deep They're going to have to because they're not going to sell any.
well, I mean,
I'm not sure what
look
they're
who
doing.
owns it.
Everybody's confused by
Look
this.
who owns it.
Yeah, we're not going to go there necessarily, but this is very
notorious
confusing.
for making it, almost did the accent, making it more efficient.
This is yeah, this
Yeah.
is so this is going to be I'm really curious to see what the cars are going to be when they come out, but this is like this commercial is a parody. There's no way this could be a real commercial. If this came out on April 1st, everybody in the entire world would be like, "All right, that's a good one. That's a funny
Jaguar,
joke."
you got us. You got us.
Yeah, you got us, Jaguar.
Good. Yeah, but yeah, this is crap. I did not expect, and I seen this video. I seen this, and I was like, oh yeah, it's not for me. I seen the new font and the intro to the thing, and I'm like, I'm out. It's not for me.
Right. They literally copied the font from the smart car. I didn't think about that till we were just doing this show.
Yeah,
That's
that's
hilarious.
brutal. I'm gonna go back to us. Back over to us.
Yep. Got
But yeah, our reaction to this is priceless.
it.
It is, and
We're all more offended than I thought we would
oh
be.
yeah,
Yes.
and so you and I, and especially you and I, maybe Matt to a lesser extent, you and I get truly offended when people make complete just bonehead business decisions.
When they destroy branding for no reason.
Yeah. So to be fair, allegedly, when Elon Musk just tossed out all of
People
the brand
still
equity.
call it Twitter. Just call it
Twitter.
Twitter.
You just call it Twitter, man. Call it Twitter. You've got that. All you've done is you've reserved X for something else that will fit. All right, so fit.
I could go on a whole rant
How
about
about
that. Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
just make X? How about you make X the alphabet and
I
Meta?
can go back.
So
And I was going to say the same thing. So
roll your brands up
Facebook,
underneath it.
when they rebranded their parent company to Meta, guess what? Facebook is still Facebook.
Yes.
It's just owned by Meta.
Yeah.
Why can't Twitter be owned by X?
Yeah.
So once he
Yeah.
makes a decision, though, how do you go backwards? In all seriousness, how do you go backwards?
Change the logo.
How do you say, I've made a mistake, we're just going to call it Twitter?
So
You know what he could do? It'd be really smart. He could actually publicly come out and say exactly that. He wouldn't say I made a mistake. He'd be like, you know what? Everybody still calls it Twitter. And I would put it. Here's what would get him so much more publicity. If Elon Musk actually came out on like a Joe Rogan and said, you know what? Everybody still calls it Twitter, and he literally uses his exact words. Fuck it, we're calling it Twitter. And that was his opening to the world that they're rebranding back to Twitter. If he literally said, fuck it.
That makes sense.
I mean, he told Bob Iger, go fuck yourself. Why can't he say, fuck it, we're going back to Twitter?
yeah.
They change.
Save X again. This is the same thing we're arguing here.
He did say
This is the same exact thing we're arguing here. You have an
he would
established
gain
brand.
so much more. Yeah.
You have an established brand, a quality established brand that has equity into it. Twitter, Jaguar.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to use something, you like, hey, I want to create a whole new identity. I want to create a whole new name. I get those are not identical, but in this scenario, the function, the actions are as nearly identical as you can get. So create the new brand, and then you've already got the brand identity, or I'm sorry, the brand. What was it? What was the brand identity?
The brand equity. Is it brand
No.
equity? The brand identity and the brand
image is what I think it is, right? What the
is what the customer brand image is what the customer.
Okay, so brand identity is what the company thinks it is.
What the company thinks of themselves.
So you've already got your brand identity. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You've already got your core market. You've already got your target customer. You've got everything ready to go for a superior launch.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you've got another quality brand. So you could take the pricing of the 250, 500,000 cars that you are going to make a year for the actual Jaguar brand for racing teams, and that's it. And Twitter, you've got the brand equity over here. X, you've got the fascination with the letter X, Zoltan. Uh, that you
He
want.
does actually want to do a lot with the X
Yeah.
brand. Yeah. So do that, but keep Twitter.
keep
Twitter
Twitter,
can
yeah.
be a part of X.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Just like,
oh,
guess what? You could have the Jaguar putty tat, and that can be part of the Jaguar brand if you want to make it part of Jaguar, but keep Jaguar what Jaguar is. Keep it what made it great. The problem is all of that brand equity that you've built over the many decades that Jaguar's been around, the brand image that you've worked really hard to build up to this point, you've thrown that all away.
away.
In fact, their new branding is so bad, I think they actually damaged the brand significantly more than Elon Musk did with X versus Twitter.
I believe that
Significantly
is
more.
absolutely true. You've seen the cars that we were just looking at, that Eagle, is it the Eagle something?
Yeah.
Sadly, I've drank too much bourbon and I can't remember off the top of my head. And we're pulling this stuff out of thin air.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
we go. I got
Thin air is
thin
where
air.
you're
That's
going
where
with
I'm
that.
pulling it out
Yeah.
of, thin air. I'm pulling it out of my thin air.
Yeah.
So now I'm worried about saying something stupid. So
Now he's worried about saying
oh,
something.
now Dave, you should have started the show with that one, bud. You should have opened with that one next time. So no, you've got this car that, we've seen the elegance of that car. That car, again, I cannot say this enough. Actually, I can. That, Enzo Ferrari himself said was the most beautiful, sexiest car ever made.
Yeah.
And that's from the guy who built Ferrari as
Well, he literally is
he is Ferrari.
That's his name.
He's Enzo Ferrari. I mean, Pininfarina didn't design. Actually, that might actually been a Pininfarina design. I don't even remember. But
Right.
he was Pininfarina was a car designer, by the way, just in case you guys don't know that. Man, it just
Well, in this case,
really
it's like
pisses
going
me
from
off.
like, yeah, oh, it
eating
is
away at my
offensive.
soul.
It's such a
eating
bad
away at my
move.
soul right now. I don't like it.
Because here's the funny thing. Even with, like, you take Budweiser's faux pas, you take Harley Davidson's
Yeah.
issues they've had.
You know better.
Well, no, here's the thing. You can mark those up to a marketing team that went rogue. You can mark those up to a marketing executive who didn't quite understand the assignment. The problem is this is a full rebrand of a classic brand.
Yeah.
You can't blame this on a bad marketing team. This is a rebrand.
You have shut
that
down production for a year.
hurts people in this soul.
Yeah.
Think about the ultra rich people. Think about the super rich dude who's spent his whole life collecting Jaguars
I
because
happen
he
to
wants that
know
lifestyle.
a couple of people who have those types of
I know you do.
collections.
That's why I brought that up. Dude, I want to hear their opinions.
Yeah.
I genuinely do.
So that's another question too. Okay, so this is a two-tier question. A, what did it do to the value of a Jaguar collection?
Well, that's a
And
good
B,
question. Would it
is
increase it because they're now more
Tata's-
rare?
I would say they
Tatas.
decreased it because it's ruining the brand.
Well, fewer people want.
Yeah.
It hurt the brand.
And if it did ruin the brand, is Tata's legally liable for the damages that those people
Ouch.
took because of the damage that they are deliberately causing upon that brand?
That-
New owner.
That's a damn good question. And I'm not
That's a
talking
good- I mean, it's a
I'm
good
not talking
question,
to the
though.
guy
I'm
who's got
curious.
one car.
New owner, it would not be.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question though. I'd be curious.
I might talk to a lawyer. I know we may know a couple lawyers.
We may know a couple lawyers. Let's
so
let's
we'll
find
reach
out.
to him.
Let's
I wanna
contact
see.
let's contact Jay Leno. He's a huge car
Yeah,
guy.
it is. That'd be great.
And
he's got some
apparently
good jags, too.
somebody beat the hell out of that guy. Have you seen pictures of Jay Leno lately?
What, he got beat
No.
up?
No. So apparently, here's the idea. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on about this. Google what he looks like now. So apparently, he was staying at like a Holiday Inn, and he was going to go to a restaurant that was like around the bend. And instead of like driving or walking over there, he decided to try and climb down a 60-foot cliff, and he fell off the top. And now it looks like he was hit by a car or a couple of Tatas. And there's a lot of people saying this doesn't quite add up. We should do another conspiracy theory show. No, that's not the one. He actually, there's an
Okay.
interview of him saying he fell off a cliff
Jay
trying to
Leno,
go to a
comedian,
restaurant
injured
behind the
after
Holiday
falling
Inn.
down a 60-foot hill.
If you saw a picture of the hill, it's a cliff. Like, there's no way a human being thought they could walk down that. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of people saying that maybe he, I don't know, it looks bad.
Yeah.
But either way, it's not as bad as the branding of the new Jaguar. So if you want the full, unabridged agenda of today's show without the weird random rants, go to torchdynamic.com, and that will be the top story on that site. So check out torchdynamic.com for the full show notes of what we talk about here.
Next week, we're going to discuss Range Rover's plans to only sell go-karts.
Well, I thought we'd talk about the rebranding of Thanksgiving into fuck you giving, and it's no longer about thanks. It's more about, hey, we don't, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. I just ran.
So what are we going to do with the show next week? How many bullet points do we have left?
Well, we skipped a lot of bullet points. We're not really going too closely to the agenda today. I do recommend people go look at the show notes of what we talk about, because the agendas are actually pretty thorough and pretty good.
Yeah, the agendas are very.
I'm a little biased.
I'm not biased. The agendas are very full. They're very there, but we tend to let the conversations kind of go where they go, and where the action is. That's where we are. And tonight the action revolved around. There are some
wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah, wherever you go, there you are. There are some nights you can watch the show, follow along with the show notes over there on torchdynamic.com, and go, man, these guys went bam, 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 bam. Doesn't happen extremely often, but it does happen.
It's pretty rare. It does happen.
Tonight,
All my comments
the
were made by
absolute,
ChatGPT.
I believe
the
it.
absolute idiocy in Tatas and what in Tata.
Also, first of all, that's a dumb name.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry. If the name of a giant multi-billion-dollar car company sounds like a cheap strip club down by the airport, maybe they need a rebranding.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's right.
I thought it was out of bourbon, and I still had one swallow left. It was so good.
So I moved over. I moved over to the Statesman, and I got to tell you,
how is it? That's a good one.
Man, that is.
You could kill that bottle. Just kill it,
dude. That I understand that it looks like a small amount, but that's not necessarily. I mean, that's a couple good pours right there, and
you gotta love peer pressure.
And while I am on semi-vacation, I have actually conducted some business and some meetings this week. But in general, I'm off this. And tomorrow, I plan on sleeping in. Yes, a lot.
There you go. All right.
I'm not. I don't want to sleep off a hangover. I just want to sleep in because I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
Like I was saying, is tonight is we got so worked up over the absolute stupidity, hideous idea,
and we're not even hardcore car guys. Imagine guys who are car guys.
Yeah.
How pissed they probably are.
Yeah. If you, I mean, I've always dreamed of having a Jag. Always. It's what I've wanted. I wanted it, and it literally killed it. I see that. I'm out. I'm done. I'm glad I didn't buy the car. Literally had the opportunity to buy my dream car. The car that I wanted. I mean, I'm not looking for a multi-million-dollar McLaren P1 or anything like that. I don't need that. This was a car that's reasonably priced for what it is, and fits me. If you see me in that car driving, I will wear a suit every day. I will wear a suit just to get in the car.
Right.
It just screams. It screams the gentleman. The gentleman has arrived.
David, you know that McLaren's rebranding as well. I don't know if you knew that. You didn't hear this?
McLaren doesn't belong to a big company ran by Indians. It's not rebranding.
No, McLaren, they're rebranding. They're going to start making those scooters that charge in the back of bodegas in New York.
Yeah, no.
That's so yeah. So get yourself a McLaren scooter. They're going to be great.
McLaren scooter.
Aston Martin's going to start making hoverboards. the two wheeled things that always catch on fire.
Yeah.
They're going to have those. It's going to be great.
Yeah, no. So I didn't even think about Aston Martin. I said that's a brand right there that I think. I mean, I would think they would do a Jag as well. But if you
never say never. Look at Jag. Who would have thought Jaguar would do this? Never say never.
Right. So I'm actually going to go start I have never done a GoFundMe. I have never done one. I'm going to go find. I don't know how to do it.
GoFundMe to
I'm gonna,
buy
I'm gonna go.
Jaguar
I'm
from
gonna get it.
Tatas.
I'm gonna go start it. I'm gonna go start a GoFundMe, and I will.
That would go
I'm gonna-
far. I'll bet people would donate.
I'm gonna take as much money as I can in to buy Jaguar from Tatas so that we can stop this lunacy.
You know what? I know you're joking. We should
No,
genuinely
I'm
do that.
actually
That's a
gonna do
good
that.
idea.
I am actually going to do that. And
Matt had a good point. Wait 1 year, you'll buy it at a discount. It's true.
oh my
You're
God,
right.
Matt, that was vicious and accurate.
Very
That
accurate.
was vicious and accurate.
Speaking of hoverboard, I photographed yesterday. I got to photograph the one wheel model.
Okay.
Oh
So-
yeah, I've seen
So
those.
I've got a
Yeah.
cousin, Jenny.
I don't see any wheels, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't for one wheel.
Yeah. So
Go ahead,
So
sorry.
I've got a cousin and her new husband, Jenny Ball, and her husband and the kid. They have the one wheel and they just go everywhere.
They're
on
pretty
these
cool. I've
things.
seen them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So David, before we hop off tonight, next week you gonna go Wednesday or Friday? Because Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Well, Friday is Black Friday, and
Well,
Well-
I'm more racially aware than most of you guys, so I don't use that term. But I
was
do
thinking that we could do some reviews
understand what you're
because
saying.
we've done it before about the business of Black Friday, and
Let's
if
do
we
a
get to
Black
do
Friday
it
show. Let's
on
make it happen.
Black Friday, that's even better. So
Just do a Black Friday
next
show on
Friday
Friday.
night.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a good idea. Black Friday show.
Yep.
Okay, gonna make it happen. Now, just so you know, the in the past we've done like the stats of Black Friday.
Yeah.
Those numbers won't be available on Black
Yeah, they
Friday,
won't be.
but we'll see what we can put together.
Yeah, we'll see what we can put together. We'll pull some stuff for everybody, and we will probably bitch a little bit more about Jaguar and the stupidity. Plus, we will have up the GoFundMe page for me.
Yes,
I will start it for me to buy and run as a private industry, as a private business, Jaguar.
No, David, let's start. Okay, here's what you got to do. Here's your homework between now and next Friday. Okay, start an LLC, so the LLC can collect the money.
Okay.
You can potentially even take in future other partners who want to join in on this, and they can be partners of the LLC, and the LLC will buy Jaguar from
Okay.
Tatas.
Yep.
It won't be just some jamoke in
It's not
upstate
Joe
New
Moke.
York.
It's me. It's David. That's how it works.
And that could be where there's a Dave, there's a way LLC.
Where there's a Dave, there's a way. LLC. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna.
We'll see what happens.
I'm not
But-
gonna found this business in New York. It just costs too damn much money over here.
Wyoming is where you want to be. You get the best anonymity, and the prices are very
So,
good too.
I found out-
Delaware or
so
Wyoming.
it might be Wyoming. If you own a business in, I think it might actually be Wyoming. If it's not Wyoming, and then it's whatever state this is. But if you own a business, you can found for next to nothing, and then you can
Mhm.
register your vehicles there, which
Mm-hmm.
is cheaper than almost anywhere else in the country. So you can
That's
live
it. Which one-
anywhere and register your vehicles in like Wyoming for next to nothing, and you don't have to deal with the bull crap of the state you're living in. I love it.
That's it. So you get the LLC. The LLC actually owns your family trust.
Yeah.
They own all your vehicles. They own your home, all that kind of stuff. So if anybody ever sues you, they can't sue you.
Yeah.
You have nothing.
Yeah, you have
all
nothing.
your stuff is owned by the LLC.
Yeah, your stuff belongs to
So
somebody else.
that's a whole different show altogether.
Yeah.
But
We should show people how
Next
to do that.
week-
That would be a good thing. We'll show you how to do that, especially if you have a business. There are things you should do, especially with LLCs that you should do so that your home, your cars, and things like that just they don't actually belong to you. They belong to businesses that you run, but they don't actually belong to you. So that you
Right.
have an added layer of protection in case some jackass wants to come along and rebrand Jaguar to a stupid ass EV company with terrible font with crayons. Yeah.
that's it. That's exactly it.
Yes.
We should make a new Jaguar font. You know what? I wonder if they've abandoned the old branding. Maybe we can make our own classic Jaguar branding, branded merch
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
and sell it.
Put the Underdog Journey logo on in Jaguar font.
Ooh, we should do that. That'd be a good
Yeah.
That'd be a good T-shirt. have like a dog with the
A dog
it
in
looks
the
like the
in the a
jaguar and
dog
like
in
the
the
font.
pose of the
Yeah,
jag.
I'm doing
Oh,
it.
love it.
Next week we'll have that T-shirt. Next week we will have the T-shirt available. We're gonna have it for
Hey,
sale next
before
week.
we go,
We're gonna make it happen. Ooh, that can be official merch for the whatever
yeah, whatever that is,
GoFundMe you're putting together.
we'll get it out there. We'll get it out there. But before we go, I still wanted to talk one more time about Goalie Dads United. Go to goaliedadsunited.com. They've got their new merch site up. It is now fluffy friendly. That means for fat people that you can buy stuff. So go over to their website and show those guys some love. That's Jeff and Mike over there. Follow their podcast. They are hilarious. They're literally just dads on the sideline. That's it. They're dads on the sideline. And it while it revolves mainly
Yeah.
around soccer, I've been on sidelines of a ton of sports. A ton. I've been on the side of lacrosse. I've been on baseball. I've been on soccer. I've been on hockey, or not hockey, football, and other sports. Look, they're they're the same dads everywhere, and so they call them, their group is the Goalie Dads United, and go show them some love, buy some merch, good hoodies and things like that. I'm sending them T-shirt and shirt design ideas nonstop. So some of the cool, oh yeah,
I actually
absolutely.
believe that.
Because I'm constantly so Mike's a buddy of mine, lives not very far away. Like I could walk there in 5 minutes.
All right, man.
And
See you
see you,
later.
Mike. See you, Matt.
Have a good one.
Yeah, don't wake
Yeah, be
my
quiet.
family up.
Don't wake the kid up. He's sick. I could walk to Mike's house in like 5 minutes, easy. And I'm fat and old.
Yeah.
But we have an app to watch to check in with the games and to see the times and all the stuff. And so I constantly just text him. I was like, why would I check the app? I've got Mike. So
Fair
you know,
enough.
there's a
Yeah.
T-shirt idea I got for him. It's like, hey, you need to do the iPhone message thing. It says, what time's the game? Check the app. What time's the game? And just have different dates. What time's the game? Check the app. What time's the game? Check the app. What time's the game? Check the app. So there's some really cool ideas. And if you can, go over there, buy some stuff from them on their merch site, and join in on their podcasts, because sometimes they'll go live at just random. So they try to
Sure.
have their set thing on Thursdays, but then then they'll do some random just live stuff. And they have it's a good time, definitely worth doing. And you should also visit theunderdogjourney.com and visit
Just underdogjourney.com.
underdogjourney.com and visit our
Underdogjourney.com.
merch site. And Wes will tell you more about that.
That's right. Yeah, so we have all kinds of random T-shirt ideas from things we've talked about on the show. There's a couple more that I'm working on right now that'll be up soon. But UnderdogJourney.com is also part of UnderdogPlus.com. And on UnderdogPlus.com, you can, of course, get the delicious Underdog bones. So right now, the pumpkin spice bones are still up. These are actually going to come down from the website after Thanksgiving. These are now seasonal. Delicious. We have peanut butter, apple crunch, apple bacon. All the apples come from locally sourced orchards here in Central Ohio.
Central Ohio. I just want to make sure everybody knew that.
Central Ohio, not local to you, local to Central Ohio. The brewer's grains they're made with are locally sourced from a brewery that we happen
Love
to
their beer.
frequent pretty often. Very, very limited ingredients, no preservatives, no additives, no artificial colors or flavors. But your dog will love these. They actually smell like cookies.
Yeah.
Just without the sugar. They
I
smell
would be
delicious.
healthier. I would be healthier if all I ate was those biscuits.
We actually kind of all would. I can't legally recommend humans eat them, but Matt actually eats a lot of them. But
yeah, so
and look at him, he looks
yeah.
great. So these are 20% of all profits also go to local pet rescues. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme for us. This is actually just going to a really good cause. So go to UnderdogPlus.com. Go to UnderdogJourney.com. Actually, everything on UnderdogJourney.com is all hidden from the rest of the site. The only people who know about that site are people who watch this show. So go to UnderdogJourney.com, get a T-shirt with our merch, and get some dog bones
and
while
you
you're
could
there.
you could buy the coveted, very limited edition GFY Elon Musk T-shirt. Oh,
that one's not up there. That
Oh,
was
we
that was
took
on
it
there
down.
for a week, and I took it down.
I
Should I
think
add the
I think for the
GFY back up
holidays
there?
we need a GFY back up. I think we're gonna put the
Okay, I'll put the
GFY
Elon
back up.
Musk. I'm putting
Yeah.
the Elon Musk GFY back up. I'm working on a couple other ideas coming up very very soon. One of my favorites is still the quote from Benji Franklin. Dogs are proof that God loves us and wants us
I
to be
love
happy.
that. Benji
So
Franklin.
that's on
So
there.
for those of you guys who don't get that, that's a reference inside of a reference. And it's wonderful because Benji, Benji being the dog, Benji from the movies, Benji.
The Wizard of Oz.
No. That was
No,
Toto.
that was
No,
Toto.
Benji was
Benji is
Benji.
Benji.
Benji was the title of the
Same
dog.
breed though.
Or title of the movie, titular character. The Tata's
Tatas.
titular character
The
from
titular
Benji,
character
yeah.
from
And
Benji. Yes.
then the play on words of Benji versus Benjamin Franklin, Benji Franklin, which Benjamin Franklin has his quote is beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. So so I love the puzzles within puzzles because they make me laugh and make me happy.
On the show.
That's how we roll. So
And
one more thing about the goalie dads.
And I may be adding a Jaguar version of the Underdog logo
that's
on
awesome.
there, so that'll be up there soon too.
Okay, I can't wait to see that one. I'm buying that one. I'll buy that one. I'll wear it. Over on the Goalie Dads United, I have decided to do a trivia show with these guys.
Oh,
So
that'll be good. What kind of trivia?
They are.
It's all soccer trivia,
no.
knowing you.
I'm not. You don't want me doing soccer trivia because I don't know shit about soccer. I watch my daughter play. I have no idea what's happening unless they score a goal. If they score a goal, I know they got a goal, and a goal is good. That's it. If they're like,
so what kind of trivia?
Let's see here. So I had Noah. Where is he here? I had Noah send me over a list of some of the things I said. Hey, let's do this. So these are the topics for the Goalie Dads United trivia, which will be coming up here within the next few weeks. Slang terms.
Okay.
So, like low-key bus and Riz and all that stuff, we're going to be going through all of that. We're going to be going through them. And then I've got baseball, football, and soccer. I've got 3 sports in there. But I might replace one of them with hockey. Or I might roll them all into one category and add hockey into it as well. Movie quotes, because you remember we did a show with Mike before. Mike is way behind on his movie watching.
Yeah, he's not. That surprised me. I thought he'd be a big. He'd know more of the movie quotes.
And then there's a general trivia, which I'm going to rebrand as business ethics, and I'm going to take the movie quotes. The movie quotes category is going to be titled business ethics. Because that, for the people who don't get it, that's the title of the last clue in Billy Madison. So it is a movie reference as a title of a category in movie quotes. So it's going to be good. Then we're talking about general trivia.
I like it.
And then I'm thinking about maybe throwing them a curveball and doing some of our scientific stuff that you and I geek out over, but they've probably never heard of.
And they don't know that. I always forget that normal people don't like follow the same stuff that we do.
And it blows my mind. People aren't like, arguing whether warp or quantum tunneling is going to get us to intergalactic travel first.
Right, exactly.
So when that happens, I think what we should do is a full tilt collaboration where it's the Underdog Journey and the Goalie Dads United live casting from both sides, bringing everybody together and all 4 of us involved on that show. So, but we would technically be guests on their stream. So we'll stream it as well.
Okay, that'd be cool.
We'll stream it as well, but we'll be streaming it from to our normal channels, but from the Goalie Dads United camp.
Ah, nice.
So it should be good. That'll be coming here in the next few weeks. We're going to hammer out some more of the details of how we're going to do this, whether, because Wes is not going to make it up here for that show, but,
I will not.
he could be a point keeper. And, I'm going to play the
Okay.
host.
Okay.
And we may be Vanna White and some stuff. We're going to work out the details of it, see what it's going to feel like. Whichever one gives us the best cinematic review, that's the one we're going with.
Okay. I'll be your
All
Vanna
right.
White.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Western Vanna White Carnahan. All right.
That's how I
So
roll.
that's it. I think we covered quite a bit tonight. And by quite a bit, I mean we bitched about Jaguar.
It was just a bitch session. That was it. So it's funny that I saw the stuff today about the rebranding, and that's actually what inspired today's agenda. So it was right on par with what I expected.
It was, and you and I have a history of just
going on
God,
random rants or bitch
we
fest.
just hate it when people do stupid things.
It's unnecessary. It's just unnecessary.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, Wes. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are going to be people who lose their jobs because certain metrics aren't being met. And nobody's going to have the balls to call out the leadership of going, you did
the leadership will never be blamed for this.
You did all of this, and you lost the market share. You lost the value in the brand. You did this, and I'm losing my job.
Right. Yeah, the leadership will never be blamed for a classic.
No.
One of arguably one of the most classic brands in the world, just being shat on completely. Leadership will never be blamed.
This will be high. So it hasn't happened yet. So all of us jumped on board after the Bud Light thing, after the Target issues, after the X, after the whatever the hell the other one was. It was just recent too. So after those, we were all on board going, oh, you rubble. This time we're ahead of it. And I would say I would be happy to eat crow, but I'm not afraid of it.
Part of me is saying that we might. Part of me wants to tell the other part of me to say that we might eat crow if the car comes out and it's amazing and people love it and it's super cool. But here's the problem with that. Okay, even if the car comes out and it's super cool and people love it and it revolutionizes the electric game, guess what? The branding still sucks. So we're not wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever awesome, even if they did come out with the most awesome car in the world, there's 0% chance it would match the branding they've currently put out. 0% chance. Meaning, we're still technically right. The branding sucks. And no matter what, it will not match anything cool they ever put out.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree. So we are either completely spot on right, which is what we are, by the way. Just to put that out there.
Yeah.
They will regret this move. They'll never admit it.
Oh yeah, they already do. They'll
never admit it publicly.
They have to.
They will regret this move. But let's say they come out with a phenomenal. They spent millions upon millions upon millions of dollars in this rebranding and this whole shift that they didn't have to.
The brand equity that they lost in a single day is irretrievable.
Let's say they come out with a car that's phenomenal. Is the brand their?
It doesn't change the brand equity.
Let's say the brand equity is their vision of it, right? And the brand value is the customers. Are you going to bring the brand value? Did you actually resonate with the customers that are going to buy the car that we go, oh, that's a beautiful, wonderful car? It's not going to. They're going to go, you know what? For the price of this, I can go get a Aston Martin. I don't know what DB9. Or a DB12 or something along those lines.
And the thing is there are other EV supercars out there. Hypothetically, if they came out with the most awesome Jaguar Super EV out there, guess what? There have been other EV supercars out there, and they looked super cool, but they sucked. Remember the Fisker?
Yeah, Fisker.
It was a supercar. It was a supercar that was an EV.
The dashboard was made out of recycled newspaper.
But and it looked awesome. I remember I saw one at a
But it
local
was shit.
place, when they were relatively new. And I was like, "What is that?" I had to
Good
look
looking
it up
car,
because
yeah.
I'd never heard of a Fisker before. I was like, "This is bonkers." It looked so cool. And guess what? Fisker's not around
Yeah.
anymore.
And so there are a couple companies out there. I mean, Tesla's number one. But Tesla's cars aren't like show stopping at all.
You don't call them
Yeah.
supercars though. And you don't
Yeah.
call them supercars. Like it's not a Jaguar
Yeah, it's
level
not.
car.
And there's another company out there. There's another EV company out
We're
there.
still ranting about this. We're
Yeah,
trying to
there's
wrap
another
up. We're
company
still
out there
ranting
called
about this.
Rivian that makes good quality.
Oh, Rivian's gone. They're done. They're
Oh,
out.
are they done?
Yeah, they had the pickup truck. Rivian had the pickup truck. Rivian went under.
No,
I'm
no,
pretty sure.
I think they're doing all right. I think they may have saved themselves. But yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
sure?
and they have some trucks that look more like trucks than than the Cybertruck. And so there's some people out there, but that was a brand that was built upon that technology. That was a brand that was built up for it. They
are still in
did
business. You're
not
right.
murder a classic powerhouse for no
Right.
reason. Just
You're
freaking
right. You're
kills
right.
me.
They created a new brand for
Yeah.
that new product.
So we're at 9:57. I was trying to push it as close to 10 o'clock.
We've been going a
as
while.
10 o'clock as we could. But I think it's time to call it. We're going to talk to you next week. We're going to pick up on our random bitch fest about how bad they are treating Jaguar. While we say that, we have short memories. We're not going to be remembering this next week. We're going to have a new topic, a new agenda to get on to. And bigger fish to fry, because we're going to be talking about Black Friday. Remember, next week's show is going to be on Friday night. We're going to come to you live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Oh, that's a lie. And
New York City.
That would be cool. It'd be cool. But yeah, we're going to.
Unlikely, but cool. Yeah.
So actually, what would be awesome, and I don't think we can pull it this year, but next year we should try to make the plan, is to do a live show from Fifth Avenue in New York City on Black Friday. I think that would be
Here's
wonderful.
what we should plan. A year from today, we should be at a drag strip
with the Jaguars that we
One of us
own.
drives a classic Jaguar. The other one drives the new EV Jaguar.
We're going to own Jaguar by that point, remember?
That's true.
Yeah.
It'll be called Where There's a Dave, There's a Way.
So it'll be Jaguar,
That's
owned
the name
by
of the car.
Jaguar. And so here's my promise to
Actually, look up Jaguar LLC. Maybe you can just
I'll
get
take
that.
a look.
You don't have to look right now. I was joking.
I wasn't.
But we're wrapping
So
up.
yeah, let's wrap up.
So
let's wrap up.
David, while David's
let's
doing
wrap
that,
up, and then we'll
while
look.
David's doing that, we're wrapping up.
Ah.
So next week we're gonna be on the show Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So tune in then, 8 o'clock as usual. I think,
Yep.
David. All right. So in the meantime, I've been Wes. This guy's been David, and this has been a random bitch fest about Jaguar under the guise of a marketing branding business show.
Ugh.
We'll see you guys next week. Out.
Oh wait a minute, I got to push the button.
All right.
I got balloons.
You got to change the
got
thing. You got the
balloons.
thing to do that. You have work
that's
to do.
The neighborhood, I felt a fool 'cause the funk was good. Funky in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I feel funktastic, feeling spastically infatuated with the in-between. The ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine. When funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.